All right. Welcome back to Nola Reviews. This is your boy Kels back with you again. We have another great show for you guys. We have a packed show actually tonight. This show in this aspect of Nola Reviews. We're gonna be talking about these docu-series that just came out. I got two of them on Netflix. Actually, one of them. Another one is like a dating. It's like a dating documentary type show. It's kind of similar to that show, Marriage at First Sight, but it's different. We're gonna get more into it anyway, man. These two shows I'm talking about first because they come from Netflix. Tiger King, which I just finished up tonight, and just have to review, have to go over, and Love Is Blind. Both shows originated from Netflix, and Netflix always put out some good material, so we got to get into that. And also the main show of the podcast tonight, and that's McMillions. McMillions was glorious, and that one premiered on HBO and did its duration through HBO, and we're gonna definitely get into that one also. But first, Tiger King. Now, Tiger King is first because it's fresh on the mind, to be honest with you. But out of these three shows I'm talking about tonight, I'm sorry about that, the three shows I'm going over tonight and talking about tonight, Tiger King was the most drama-filled one. That's even going up against the Love Is Blind show. And Love Is Blind is actually made to be drama-filled. Tiger King took that title. But anyway, let's get into Tiger King, alright? So, Tiger King premiered on Netflix. It follows tigers, basically. And this eccentric guy, Joe Exotic. Now, it's funny because this guy is openly gay. He's a tiger zookeeper type guy that basically has his own tiger cubs and sell them and basically slang them to whoever he wants and sell them to whoever he wants on a black market. He's crazy for sure. This guy is just really crazy. He's an entertainer. I mean, the whole series, you don't get a dull moment from this guy. He's just all over the place. And he developed an enemy of R2. But this main nemesis he developed on the show is crazy. Just crazy as he is. He has a very interesting knife. And look, to be honest with you guys, when I first checked out this, first even heard about Tiger King, I was kind of like, I was very skeptical. I was like, what the hell is this? What is Tiger King? Why would I want to watch that? What interest would Tiger King pull me to it for? Like, I don't know what interest I would have in watching Tiger King. But then I started to watch it. I watched the preview of it. I watched the trailer of it. And it still just looked weird. I mean, I knew it was something about tigers and selling tigers. So I'm thinking it's kind of more of a nature-centric type of show, documentary series show. And I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to spend my time watching this little mini-series of nature and tigers and zookeepers. But I went ahead and watched it. And I'm glad that I did. Because watching Tiger King on Netflix is like watching a very slow train wreck. Like, what's gonna happen. People are gonna just be screwed over and messed over on this show, but you can't turn your head because it's just that entertaining. It's like a reality show on drugs. Tiger King is a reality docu-series on drugs. And literally everybody on the show is possibly on drugs. Anyway, let's get back to Joe Exotic. So he owns this, I guess you could call it a zoo, because he has a lot of animals on his property. So he owns this zoo. He used to be a zookeeper. His zoo is called GW Zoo. And this guy is just all over the place. I mean, he used to be a zookeeper. He picked up the limelight and started filming himself, and he fell in love with the camera, to be honest. And from there, he developed this alter ego. It actually looked like it kind of became his main ego of Joe Exotic, and he started selling tigers, big cats is what they are referred by on the show as big cats, which they are literally. But tiger cubs is his main cub seller. That's what he sells, tiger cubs. I saw that he had lions on there, panthers, and everything else, but tiger cubs, is his bread and butter. I mean, hell, the show name is Tiger Key. So, but yeah, that's his bread and butter. And it's crazy because I didn't even know about this black market. Like, I knew, I've taken my kids to the zoo. I've been to the zoo when I was a kid. But I did not know. And look, I don't want to seem naive because I don't want to even act like I'm naive. Because, of course, I know there are people that own tigers. But I'm thinking to myself, all right, it's probably the 1%. You know what I mean? Like, everybody don't have tigers and shit like that. This guy sheds light. This series sheds light on the subject. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people out there with tigers. More than the 1%. It's not even the 1% that just has them. Because Joe Exotic he was far from the 1%. But, yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a whole market for tigers and tiger cubs. It's crazy. So we're following Joe Exotic on this journey of tiger selling and all kinds of other shit he's getting into on the show. And very early on in the series, we meet his nemesis, Carol Baskins, I think her name is. And you get to see that she is just as fucking crazy as Joe is. I mean, she comes off, especially in the first episode, as this nice lady that, fights for animal rights and shit like that. Like, she's legitimately, at least she comes off as she's legitimately trying to fight for animal rights. The animal rights people, like Peter and shit like that. So she goes off, she has that persona. And you get into the second and third episode and you just see the other side of her. And I know I should be used to this with human beings, but you see the other side of this lady. This lady is fucking crazy. She basically, a quick summary of her story. And, I should have gave you guys a spoiler warning before I started reviewing this thing. But, hey, spoiler warning right now. Don't listen if you don't like spoilers, because I'm going to spoil, and I have been spoiling the shit out of this show, and I will do it for the next two shows. So, spoiler warning for the rest of the episode, just to let you know. So, Carol decides that at 19 years old, she marries this millionaire who has a wife and kids already. So the millionaire dude, he's ultimately found out to be a cheater, basically cheating on his wife and shit like that, and eventually started cheating on Carol, and she kills him and feeds him to the tigers. Now, her story on the show is, she never killed him. He jumped off a helicopter at the Gulf and was never seen or found again. I don't particularly believe that. I think she did kill him, but that's just my opinion. Watch the show and form your own opinion, but she is batshit crazy also. And I don't want to take too long on these episodes because I don't want to give the show away. But you meet another terrible human being by the name of Jeff Lowe. He's just as bad as Carol. And you just watching this show, and it's like, how many crazy ass redneck met heads do I have to get introduced to on this show? These motherfuckers are crazy. And yeah, Carol, she does come off as one of those animal lovers, but she's not. I mean, she's doing just the same shit that Joe Exotic's doing, but just in her own little way. You know what I mean? Like, she's possibly selling tigers and animals also. She just doing it undercover, basically. I don't put nothing past her. Jeff Lowe is the most disgusting character on the show. He basically comes in when Joe Exotic takes his beef with Carol. And that's another thing. I'm sorry. Let me pause on Jeff right quick. This show teaches you that those Jay-Z lyrics. Do not argue with fools. Because people from a distance can't tell who is who. And I could not tell who's the bigger fool between Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin. They both were fools, and they both were stupid, and they had this beef with each other that just lasted the whole series, and Joe did not benefit from this beef. It was like, you know how on social media and on Twitter or, YouTube or some shit like that, and somebody tells you something and they are of your, I guess, career, I guess, doing the same thing that you do, but they're trying to make themselves appear a certain way, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys get into a beef, but it's one thing to beef, and it's one thing to just say fuck each other for a lifetime. But I think Carol and Joe was at that fuck each other for a lifetime stance, because at the end of the miniseries, you're gonna see how Joe Exotic ends up. And watch the miniseries if you want to find that out. I don't want to give away everything, but Jeff Lowe also is one of those characters, one of those fucking con men that come in, steals the zoo from Joe. Spoiler alert. It's crazy. But if you find yourself rooting for Joe, I'm gonna warn you, get off that track right now. Cause Joe is no better than nobody else on the show. Joe Exotic marries 2 husbands. Yeah, he's into polygamy, basically. He marries 2 husbands, and his husbands, when he first met him out at Joe Exotic's own words, they're both 19 years old when he first meet them. It's crazy. And they're both addicted to meth, of course. Hence why they probably married him. Hence why he probably kept giving them meth and weed or whatever the hell they wanted. Gifts and everything, so he could stay married to him. And he's 32 years or 30 years, these guys senior. It's crazy. Yeah, to say the least. And Joe does introduce a lot of other people that he works with or have dealings with in that tiger, big cat, black market. One of them name is Doc, and he's into polygamy too. But his thing, he's not gay, so he basically gets with underage women and marry them all. I mean, it's crazy. This show is crazy. And I mean, another thing about Joe Exotic, he's marrying these 19-year-old boys, giving them whatever they want so they can stay with him, I guess. And he's still out here just doing crazy shit on the show. Like, from the beginning, episode 1, you're thinking to yourself, okay, this is going to be like a lighthearted type of thing where we're going to follow Joe Exotic. We're going to follow his career on the black market of tiger selling. And hopefully at the end of this thing, he's going to stop selling tigers and shit, and, he's going to live happily ever after. That doesn't happen. Watch the show. You gotta watch this. Just craziness, man. I don't want to spoil everything. I'm gonna say this one last thing though, as I found very, very, very disturbing. that only 4,000 tigers live in the wild.